Hello traders, welcome to another episode of Bullish Banter, and I hope you have been enjoying previous episodes, especially the previous one on the dollar hegemony. It has already elucidated quite different criticism. Today, your host Jesse will be going international. We'll be having international guests who are traders. I believe their experiences, their journey, and obviously their objectives for the future should be able to add something of value, at least to your experience within the financial markets. So I'll let them introduce myself. I'll start with Daniel here. You can say something about yourself, of course, your journey, and then we can see how it goes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Jesse. I'm glad to be here with you.
Yeah.
And I'm called Norbert Daniel Mashaule, all the way from Tanzania. Just quickly, I started the Forex 2016.
Yeah.
And it was quite hard for me.
Okay.
By that time, we have trainers just online. You could go to YouTube.
Okay.
It was kind of hard to catch up the real financial markets educations.
Okay.
But we struggled, and I happened to be a profitable trader to 2019. That's when I started saying, now I can say I'm a little Forex trader. Otherwise, before that, I was just trading because I had passion with what I was doing.
Nice. Another Norbert on the session. Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse. My name is Norbert Kiza-Barije.
Yes.
And my entry into the Forex trading space was in 2017. I first discovered binary options.
Okay.
And lost a bit of money on binary options, not knowing what I was doing.
Okay.
And then I knew a bit about the Forex market.
Yes.
But not so much to help me to trade.
Okay.
So at that time, I got confused and I went into crypto. Which did well for about a year till I just saw it tanking all of a sudden in 2018.
Yeah.
So then I resorted back to Forex market and gave it a bit of time, focusing mostly on stocks and on indices.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course following really developments on the geopolitical space.
Yeah.
Developments on central bank policy and all of that. Yeah, so for me, that's really what has been my focus even up to now.
Okay.
Yeah, and for me, trading is a passion. The markets are a passion for me. I enjoy it.
Okay.
I've made so many connections through it, made so many friends through it.
Okay.
And I believe the journey of becoming a better trader also is also the journey of becoming a better person.
Okay.
Because it's all about discipline. Yeah.
Okay.
And what I can say is it's a learning curve.
Yes.
So I'm always willing to learn, always willing to share experiences with people.
Okay.
Yeah, and see how that helps me.
Nice one. Now, Uganda, I think we'll just pick it up from there. I was reading from the World Bank website here. Financial literacy is not really far from Kenya, around 34%. At least that is based on 2021 data. And youth unemployment was around 2.3%, at least as of 2021. Youth was 4.3, but the general unemployment is around 2.3. At least given that I haven't been there, but you have at least interacted with a lot of young people, at least within Uganda. Are people there, let's say you finish degree, looking to go directly into work, or they are more entrepreneurial in nature, whereby you can start your business, online trading, what is the look like in Uganda? I think, no, but you can pick that one.
Yeah, I think for Uganda, one thing is, of course, youth unemployment rate is really so high.
Okay.
It's really high. I would say it should be even above 50%.
Okay.
And the support for youth is there.
Okay. From government or through the black tax. I like to call it black tax, the family orientation, where you depend from your employed uncle, parent.
I would say, of course, there are a few government programs.
Okay.
That target the youth.
Okay.
But of course, there are so many processes which are very bureaucratic, and most times, by the time you're successful, you've really taken a lot of time And there's so much that I don't want to go into.
No worries.
Goes through that process.
Okay.
But there are quite a number of businesses, business initiatives that are set up for the youth from the private sector, also programs also from other successful entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Yeah, but I would say really the business space is very big for youth. There are a lot of youth who are engaged in the food and beverages.
There is a ready market.
Yes. And also quite a number of youth that are also engaged in forex trading.
Okay.
Personally, also part of a group with Daniel.
Okay.
And there are quite a number of people of my age, and also slightly older, and also much older in this group, and the interest really is there.
Okay.
So I would say the interest is really in different areas, in finance, in food and beverages, and also in agriculture also. Yeah.
So like in campus or even in early education, you are taught about, let's say, how to invest, or that is something you take the initiative on your own?
For me, I think it was really a personal initiative.
Okay.
Because I mean, with access to internet, Jesse, there's so much you can learn on the internet, things you can do. So for me, it's really been an interest. And of course, I mean, the ads that are there online, man, for trading, there are just so many.
Okay.
So you're able to really be able to get links to do different things, to learn different things. So it's really something that has been made easy. The only issue though is one thing that I've seen is internet is a bit expensive.
Okay.
And government really hasn't helped much. I think there was a Wi-Fi spot which was put around Parliament there.
Okay.
For those who needed free internet.
Okay.
Yeah. But I guess anyway, it really depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would say if internet would have been much cheaper in Kampala, it would have been easier for people maybe to get more opportunities on the web. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, Daniel, you come from a unique perspective. Looking from Tanzania, and now you have stayed in Uganda for I think almost 10 years plus.
Yeah.
You have different, at least, view of it. How do you look at the youths there, at least comparing the two countries, and of course your experience as well as interacting with them, relating to financial literacy, and obviously your journey to forex trading?
Okay. Before I respond to your question on the financial literacy for the two countries.
Yes.
When I started forex, and when we started at making some profits out of what we are doing, so most we could share with our fellow youth. So whenever we could share them, like, is this real? Can you really profit out of this? Yes.
So the legitimacy question.
So many youth came to start doing forex. But remember, by that time we had no physical guidance. The guidance you had, it was just online guidance, could pay money, and maybe the guy from Dubai training you, maybe a guy from USA is training. The same person that trained me is from USA. So yes, he was a good guy, but it's quite hard to really capture the forex knowledge by just online. However much good he was. So there are so many youths that came into it, and then those who could make profits claimed that they are now good at doing forex. So they started training others. And this became, there are so many groups that raised up, that they called themselves their forex academies. So people, most of you could drop out. Some of them even use their school fees from school, dropped out of school to start to learn forex. And then at the end of the day, they lost money. So the big number that they came into lost money by then. Through they had no proper guidance. And we are very few who were like, we have partially this, however much I'm losing, I'm taking it on, I'm not dropping out. So we continued, and we are very few. But most of the youth, 2016, 2017, dropped out, 2018.
Maybe what did you learn in terms of your trading that now changed? Let's say I think when trading, it's more about sustainability in terms of returns as opposed to wild profits, because there is definitely this difference between investment and trading, right? Investing, you put your money somewhere, it earns annualized return to you. But trading, I consider it investment because you put in some degree of work in terms of learning. Yeah. So what is it that changed for you now that you could say you have some consistent returns from your capital invested?
Okay. Since I had a passion over forex trading, I consulted several successful traders, both online and physical.
How would you determine one is successful?
We look at the first of all, the persistent.
Okay.
How long has he been in the industry? And we also look at the return that he has got, since the forex brokers, they provide the winning percentage. So before I believe that this person is successful in trading, I have also to access the history of his trading. So the winning percentage and the losing percentage. I consider also the discipline in the markets.
So is you right now, I think you are quite safe. Are you comfortable maybe sharing your live account, or you prefer maybe you use the safe environment of a demo, so that because I tend to think that sometimes when you show live, it's like going on Twitter or Instagram live and showing your mansion everywhere to the world. How do you approach that? Because that is quite sensitive as much as possible, but also you are trying to educate as much people as possible. So
I'm comfortable sharing actually the percentage. I may not share the equity I have, but the winning percentage.
That is a very good question. Nice one. Now, Norbert, you said you have ventured into a couple of investment class tradable products, right? Now, in your journey, when did you, let's say, realize that, now this is working for me? I know what I need in the basics, or in the base, at least requirements, to now consistently, say, earn from it. Even on a monthly basis, you're able to make 10% of whatever capital invested initially.
Yeah, but like I said again earlier, my interest into CFDs trading. First was analysis on stocks. I focus mostly on US stocks. And then that's when I discovered that I can actually trade on indices, because at first I really wanted to trade on stocks, US stocks.
Which are the first stocks you bought?
I didn't buy any US stocks. The reason why I wasn't able to do so was because there were no available brokers for Uganda at the time when I did my research and my analysis. And of course, by then, I was really green about trading. I was mostly focusing on really like policy. Really, I would say for traders, that's really like fundamentals. However, I used to do quite a lot of technical analysis on stocks. Now, for trading, I after losing quite a substantial amount of money on cryptos, I discovered actually about cryptos that the reason why my money went down in 2018 was because and usually what happens in the crypto market is they have something that they call halvening. And when the halvening activity happens, it usually reduces the supply of the cryptos. Not the cryptos, particularly Bitcoin. And whenever that happens, usually Bitcoin recovers. And the slump or that decline that happened on Bitcoin happened a year after that happened. So people took profit on that. So I told myself that when the next Bitcoin rally happens, I'll get ahead of it. But I was deep into trading by that time, and I told myself, okay, fine, now I'll wait for 2025. So for me, my focus has been on indices, stock indices, the stock index CFDs, and that's because my interest as a person is mostly on the stock market. So
I think you base at least your success on technical analysis, understanding the different levels on the charts and everything. In your chart analysis, do you have like a cobweb whereby you have all sorts of indicators there?
No.
Because I know personally, one of the lessons I learned earlier on was that to reduce the charts to just a basic indication of frequency of trading, that is the candlestick formations, and obviously the time frame that I prefer to use. So for you, Norbert, I think at the time of this recording, I think it's 19th of April, we were talking yesterday evening about gold, and there was a level, quite interesting trade, and I know a lot of traders maybe would want to know and these questions get asked a lot.
Yeah.
Is there a good time to buy or sell? Or is it based on how good you are at understanding those technical analysis?
As a trader, first of all, I prefer to specialize. I specialize on product I trade.
Okay.
And which best time for me.
Okay.
And according to my strategy, I always trade into higher volume.
Okay.
So, and I consider the opening and the closing of the session.
Okay.
If I'm ready to trade, for example, I only trade gold and some major pairs like Euro USD and Pound Dollar and USD CAD.
Yes.
So I have a specific time that I trade, and I don't need to stay always on the charts looking at how the market behaves.
Okay.
But I have a special time that let me go and see what's the price now.
Okay.
I just consider price so far.
Okay.
That what's the price and what I expect what price is it going? Is it will it increase or will it reduce from where it is?
Okay.
Considering the fact of the fundamentals as well.
So in your strategy, I think I'm picking two things here. The time when the session is opening, perhaps, let's say if it is British session, right now around 10 a.m. If it is US session, probably around 4 p.m. thereabout. That is done. Speciality. Euro dollar, that is basically any dollar related, so any high impact events covers this out. And then obviously the volume at the time which is being traded, right? You have that covered right now. How in this strategy of yours, like by the time you say, okay, this is working, did you like do a couple of back testing, a couple of trades be it on your demo account so that you say, okay, this is working for me, now it's time to move it to my $10,000 account and see how it goes?
Okay. Honestly, ever since I discovered this secret, I just had to go live on my account because I've tried demo so many times.
So you tried with this strategy on a demo?
On a demo, and ever since I now approved, let this be my strategy. There are so many strategies that work for traders, but I always advise even my fellow traders to specialize on, to consider what you have and where you based you are, and this strategy that has worked for me, as I said, since 2019. And up to date, I can say I'm still using it, and I've never faced any challenge with it. Though we face challenges. At time you can hit your stop loss. It's just a discipline in the market.
You believe in stop loss?
Yes, I believe in stop loss. All the strategy works, but discipline is the must to consider.
I think we are having a very good conversation because Norbert here specializes in a very different set of what you do, right? And that I think addresses to a lot of traders. There are those who prefer US 30. Now, I think in a sector analysis, when you do indices or even stocks in general, you can focus on the big market cap companies. They will drive the indices. And right now, as we speak, I think we are done with Q1, and therefore the earnings will be coming out, and we're able to see how they drive their indices. So in your strategy, do you as well look out say, what is your strategy by there?
Thank you, Jesse. I think that's we're having a very good discussion. I think for indices, like you've said, I focus on indices. My strategy is really cross-cutting. First thing, like Daniel said, the session opens are very important. I actually my typical trading days I'll wait for the open on DAX. I do
DAX
not
stands for
the DAX 30. That's for the German
index.
I do not stock the charts, and I don't think it's a practice which I would recommend for other traders. Stocking the charts really breeds a mentality whereby you're going to just think or perceive the market,
overthinking, and you are not really making any action.
So first thing is for the index, indices, their price is based on the stocks. So I usually look at how the stocks have opened, and look at how they are performing, at least for the first 20-30 minutes, I would say. Then I also look at what's happening on the scene, the market scene. It could be maybe news, It could be an announcement by a governor,
Yes.
central bank governor.
Yeah.
And there are so many resources available for that.
Okay.
That you can check online.
Okay.
And you can be able to find out what's really happening.
Yes.
And then, of course, now it comes to the price action.
Yeah.
Come and see basically what kind of price prints are we getting.
Yes.
And it should give us an indication on really what's happening.
Okay.
Trading is very simple.
Okay.
And it's important to keep it simple. My strategy works in a way that I will first look at how the stocks are doing.
Okay.
Look at what the market scene is regarding news. It could
Okay.
be economic news, bank news,
Yes.
anything of the sort.
Okay.
Then I go over to the charts and see
Yes.
what the open for the high, the open is, the high for the day within that session. If it is, for instance, now like for DAX, that is the Europe session.
Yes.
I'll look for the open,
Yeah.
see where it opens, see what the high was for the previous day,
Yeah.
see what the high is so far. Sometimes normally you find that the previous session will print a high.
Okay.
And then you look for indications of whether that high is likely to be broken.
Yes.
And whether the low for the previous session is also likely to be broken.
Okay.
And so I will scalp sometimes if I see, for instance, that say maybe 80% of the stocks on the index are printing green.
Yes.
I'll look for a scalp. Now, the other important thing, and also currently my project, is seeing how automation can be used.
Okay.
And as traders, we need to find a way of how we can look for ways of automating our strategies.
Okay.
And the other key thing that I can say, maybe, Jesse, is also something that I look out for is the candlesticks.
Yes.
Candlesticks are very many. I don't want to go into them, but
Yeah.
I'm sure many of the traders that listen to this
I think,
very nice
those who listen
podcast,
probably they
know
have to
what
check.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So listeners out there, you need to look for candlesticks. Look into candlesticks and see how it can benefit your strategy.
Good, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Are there like books you read that say, okay, it changed my view of the markets?
Yes.
Maybe you can share.
Yeah, there's a book. I'm forgetting the author, but it's called the Candlestick Bible.
Nice one. I was expecting that because I think every trader, if you haven't read that and you're listening to this,
Yes.
just go and Google it.
Yeah.
It is one of the easiest and best things you can do to yourself. And go on.
There are so many perceptions about candlesticks.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this Candlestick Bible is not a book that is available for sale. It's actually a free book.
Yeah.
So candlesticks have been used for a very long time because the preface of that book talks about how candlesticks had been used by the Japanese.
Yes.
To forecast prices for rice. And somehow I think as day traders in the industry, we have somehow not appreciated this.
Candlesticks.
If you think about how these people have used candlesticks
Yes.
to forecast rice prices for centuries, why is it that we're not using it to forecast prices for just 30 minutes of 1 hour?
Okay.
For those who day trade or intraday trade.
Yes.
So I think we need to find ways of how we can incorporate this.
Okay.
And I wouldn't say it's really an easy thing of getting the Bible and then sitting down with it and now saying, okay, I've seen this now.
Going ready.
Trading is a tick list. It's a checklist, I would say.
Okay.
You have to tick every single box regarding what you look for in a market. Like Daniel said, the open, the close, the high, the support and resistance. All of it needs to be ticked.
Okay.
Once you've ticked all that, then you can say, fine, I think I can go ahead with my entry for this trade.
Okay.
Yeah, because the market is open 24 hours.
Nice
So,
one.
yeah.
Now, I think
Jesse.
what I see about candlesticks, and I think Rufus has mentioned this before, I like the quote he says, whether you're looking at a 1 minute or even 1 second chart pattern, and you're looking at a yearly or even 10-year price, the price of gold will still remain $2,000 an ounce. So it's just about your strategy to align with how frequent you'd like to trade, right?
Exactly.
In your strategy formation, like, do you consider overnight trading? Because I know some people would prefer maybe to trade on currencies more than 1 day, and those who want to trade maybe during a day, by end of day, I'm done, I close my positions, lock in my profits.
Okay, it's a good question. As I have said, every strategy works as long as you're making money.
Oh, nice one. Very nice.
Yeah.
The bottom line is you never leave money on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there is this quote, now that you mentioned that, it's by one of some book. I'll maybe share it on the links below. He says, I am not impressed by how much you have made over time, but by how much money you take off the market by the time you close either your MT4, MT5, or whichever platform you do.
Yeah.
So
saying that,
it's
like myself, I have tried several strategies.
Okay.
They all worked, but by then I had not discovered that the only thing to do with the financial markets is discipline in the market.
Okay.
You have to consider how much you're risking before how much you're going to get.
Good.
So I'm quite aware that traders are listening right now. And some they are already in a position. And Adu had shared with you some, like yesterday.
We
had tried to speculate the price of gold. And we saw gold, the way how it behaves. So I had my position yesterday, and I told you the reason why I got out. And you can see how gold behaved when I got out.
I was checking the charts today morning. If you had continued to hold that position, probably you might not have made it back to Uganda.
Exactly.
And you know, Kenya, we are very generous, but I don't know now, you know, you are staying in a 5-star at the moment. It would have been a very long trip back home. What I consider is my discipline. Nice.
Like, I'm done for today. However much that I'm still expecting it to raise, let me get out from here.
In line with the candlestick Bible, be content.
Exactly.
Be content.
So I looked at the history, how the market behaves when it reaches that price, what happened. Of course, there was a drop. So I also expected it might happen a drop. However much I'm expecting to raise, but I don't know when it will raise. So the only thing to do is to get out, since I've got something already today.
I think we can make to the listeners when it is going out, I'll try to just give a chart of this gold at the time, so that it makes sense at least to those who have not maybe traded. And in both, I think I'll go to Norbert here. You started trading around 2019,
2017.
2017, right? No, 2017.
Yeah, binary options I got into binary options in 2017.
Okay.
For indices, I got into indices around 2018, 2019.
Okay. Maybe in your experience, how long between the first time you started trading would you say, okay, now I've actually understood how it works? And by how long, I mean you're actively trading. Like, were you actively trading, let's say, every day? Because I believe for a person to say I'm actually a good trader, you have gone, let's say, in a full cycle, in the economic cycle, let's say 6 months, 1 year, you have experienced NFP, CPI, PMI, FOMC, and other related central bank pronouncements to know how the markets react to such news. Was it 6 months for you, 1 year for you, or what? You can go first.
I think for me, regarding fundamentals are important. And like you've mentioned, Jesse, the ones you've mentioned are ones that many traders can relate with, the CPI, NFP.
Either they have blown your account or made you extremely rich.
For me, I remember, I can give an example, when I was trading NASDAQ. For me, it has been gradual. Knowing the effect of every single thing, it has been gradual. I can remember when I traded NASDAQ, I think that it was an account of about almost like $400, I would say. And I had was just playing around with that money, and just I had absolutely no idea why I saw a price print of about 400-500 pips out of nowhere. Then I remember writing to the broker. I wrote an email saying I was there trading 15 minutes, and then I saw something appearing out of nowhere. I want my money back. This is you. You just took my money. Then I got all the statistics and I put them together. The trade ID, for them the what. Then I sent to them an email. Then they responded. Immediately saying that, according to our trade execution policy, it shows that you open the trades at this time and this and this, and there's no issue. There was no slippage in the market, and we cannot refund you the money. So I asked myself, but what's really happened? These people have said Then I said, okay, let me check, and I see. And to my dismay, I noticed that there was actually a Fed speaker, Powell, speaking at the time. So for me, when I discovered Powell, I didn't get into the real grit of what Powell says, the impact and all of that. But at that time, I discovered that, okay, there's a bit of a linkage.
That was the end of part 1 of quite an interesting discussion about the markets. Look out for part 2 coming out next week.